to Halo Book Club, part of Evolved, your home for Halo. Halo Book Club goes beyond the video games and covers Halo's extended media lore, from novels, short stories, comic books, and more. And today is the and more version. I'm your host, David, and with me once again on this incredible journey through YouTube is the lovely Ian.
I'm back one more time.
Yes, we're getting there. We're at the finish line, kind of. So today's book club is Halo The Machine Breaks, and surprise, it's a good one, man. We like this one. And I have it on good authority that the next one is also good. So I'm quite happy with this. This is good. It's good. We'll go through the social stuff really quickly. If you're new to the show, welcome. I don't know how you're new and this is the episode you get to, but okay. That can happen. Halo Book Club is part of Evolved, which is a larger kind of website conglomerate, is what I'm going to call it right now, which is Podcast Evolved. There's a whole host of other shows, all based around Halo, as you can imagine. Mission Debrief, Builds of Blocks for the Mega Block stuff. You got Patriots Pro Talks, which we team up with. We haven't done anything with them in some time, but they're still out there doing great work on the multiplayer side and professional side of Halo. There's Halo TV Plus, where we talked about the show when that once existed. Everything you can get and learn all about our shows is on our website, which is haloevolved.co. If you're already a fan of the show, please rate us and leave us a review. We love the feedback. We also have patrons. These are an amazing bunch of people. Thank you all so much. You keep us going, and you probably shouldn't, but you do. So thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, please go check it out. It's patreon.com/haloevolved to learn more. It has exclusive podcasts. We have early episodes. We got swag you can get. We have our own soundtrack. That's right. It's really, really dope. And finally, we also encourage you, our listeners, where you can, please support us over on Audible. You can get all the Halo novels are all over there at once, obviously, with thousands of other various bits and pieces you can get with Audible. For a free trial, go with audibletrial.com/podcastevolved to give us a little boost. So thank you very much. So here we are. We are The Machine Breaks. Cool title, cool artwork. It's authored by Alex Wakeford and Jeff Easterling. Once again, these two guys get listed. It's 343 still. I don't think they'd rebranded when this came out. So I think we're still 343.
Yes, I believe that's right. It was only a couple months ago that they rebranded. So it came in September, on the 5th of September 2024. And the format is obviously it's the YouTube, and it's also the PDF down the website. You can go and get it. Its length is about 26 minutes long, and in brief summary, it takes place in 2558 during the Janus Key Halo Escalation comic book arc. So you're getting Julum Dama here. You're getting his version of the Covenant still kicking around. So we're talking pre-Halo 4, post-Halo 4. Would be post both. Yeah. Post the campaign, yes. And also post the
Spartan Ops.
Oh gosh, what the heck is the season 1 of the
Spartan Ops?
Spartan Ops. There you go. Yeah, that was because there's actually 6 months between the two.
Yes, correct. So we have essentially Julian Dana is coming and grow stronger through acquisition of a powerful Forerunner technology. One malfunctioning Promethean knight, which is what caught my eye, discovers the last vestiges of its humanity. I'm like, oh, this is an interesting take for a little spin-off story. So, like I said, it's 2558, post-Halo 4, around the Halo Escalation, the events of the Janus Key, which is actually probably the most interesting of the arc of Halo Escalation, but ultimately goes nowhere, which is really disappointing. But we're getting a couple of different locations. So we're on a human colony world of Oban, which is, again, it's in the comics. We have the Covenant Assault Carrier Song of Retribution, and then we have Atkis 4. So these are the 3 locations. So the story has kind of 3 parts, one set in each location, with a small time jump in between each one, not too much. So the Song of Retribution is Julian Dama's Covenant ship, his flagship. That's where he's based. So they have a bunch of tech in there, and again, the main character is described as Third Dignitary Schema, which is TDS for short. And this is TDS-009. This is the designation of the Knight. So those are fancy words put together that Halo likes to do, which is pretty cool. And we have... I'm so hilarious that you've put this comment in here, Ian, because that's all I heard when I was listening to this story. So
I never even thought about it because I had only read the name before, and then I heard it instantly. Wait, what did he say?
Yeah. I had to go back in the YouTube video and say, play that again. So there's a character in this called Sally Dion, a Neon, essentially, and it's pretty much said like Celine Dion. It's exactly what it sounds like. This is Celine Dion, which I love. That cannot be a coincidence.
No, there's no way.
There's no way. There on purpose.
I didn't think it said anything in like Halopedia about it, but I was like,
looking for it. I was looking for it too, and there's no mention of it.
There's no way this is by chance. But has this name been said out loud before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Maybe no one pronounced it that way. Or I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's like so stupid, but there's no way that's not purposeful, right?
Yeah, this person is Celine Dion is a Sangheili zealot who previously was in the service of the Covenant function under Supreme Commander Julamdama, but after the events of Requiem, he launched a failed attempt to rebel against Julamdama. So this is character. I'm pretty sure this is all in comics. Yes, it's Halo Escalations. He mentioned the Guardians roughly. I don't know where he's mentioning the Guardians. It must be one of the data slates. He's in the Machine Breaks. So yeah, this is it. And he has... he's credited as being in Empty Throne. Interesting since I know that.
Empty Throne.
It's the new one coming from... Kelly Gay. No, Kelly did Epitaph. This is our other main guy. I'm blanking on Troy. I think Troy does Empty Throne, am I right? Or is it Jeremy? No, it's Jeremy Patton Newt. That's who it is. Yes. Okay. Cool. Weird that this character is coming back, but anyway, we could put that not really relevant to this story too much. So Ian, we both really liked this story, and it had an interesting twist at the end.
Yeah, the twist was, to be fair, totally spoiled, because what I do when I listen to these is I, go through, and as I, come across, a more important part or a location or whatever, I just quickly put it into Halopedia and just get the links going, so I'm having ready to go for this episode. And I just put TDS009 in, and it auto redirects to the person whom it is.
Oh, does that? Well, you might as well spoil it. So
yeah, well, it's Sandra Tilson, who's the, if you don't know, the scientist woman from Halo 4, from what the heck is the name of that station next to Gamma Halo?
Oh, Sugar. It's actually a really good map. I really enjoy that mission in the campaign. What is it called? Chief crash lands there, has to defend it, and kind of where the composer is kind of found. I think it's just Gamma Halo, isn't it? It's just a Gamma Delta base,
or is it the composer?
It's the composer they find.
Right? No, I know. I'm trying to remember, or maybe it is Gamma Halo. I'm trying to remember the name of the level.
Oh, the
it's
name
one
of
those.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those two. And either way, the one you see at the end cutscene get vaporized, composed. You watch her dissolve layer by layer.
She's a really good character, to be perfectly honest. And I think really good. Like, I really enjoyed her, and I kind of had some interesting dialogue as Chief, which is pretty cool. I thought like their voice and her face was done really well, and like there's some heavy story beats when she realizes like her life's work is about to be like destroyed and she has to leave it behind, and it's kind of weighty. She's done very well, and then you're kind of like, bang, you're dead, and not even just dead, you're melted. And we watch her as Chief, his armor kind of locks and he kind of passes out. You watch like her get composed in real time, and it's absolutely brutal. I remember going, oh shit, watching like the layers of her body be stripped and digitized, and it's like, and you never hear from her again, and she is here now. So between that and like the random link where like I said to Ian, definitely watch the YouTube version, because I was surprised. Normally it's a static image, or it's like a waveform that moves on. Maybe there's some small movement in the background of what's going on, but when the story's been told, this is the first one that I watched that actually had the comics in it, with dialogue taken from it, with sound effects a little bit. It was really well done, and then it cut to the end of showing footage from Halo 5 Guardians, where it shows, as it's describing in the story, the Knight is essentially imprisoned and is just being observed by Blue Team, which you get some of their dialogue taken from Guardians in here as well. and you see kind of, well, it's not from Guardians there, but you can find this character in the game and watch them kind of like bang their head against the wall, be like a defective knight. It's really interesting, and they've kind of tagged and linked that character in here as that being Sandra Tilson. That's where she ends up.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, really definitely. I thought that the quotes there from I can't think of their damn name. Not Blue Team. From Not Blue Team.
Was it not Blue Team? Was it I thought you were as
Lock's team.
Lock's
were you Blue Team or you? I don't know. Whoever. Maybe it was Blue Team. Man, it's been a while. Anyways, I thought that the quotes there were from the game. Also.
They might be. Maybe if you go up in real time.
I think it was one of those random, like maybe the quotes you don't hear unless you like do a specific thing, or you have what was it, one skull on or whatever. It might have been one of those things. But I thought they were. I'd have to double check. But that was the
mission is called Shutdown. Supposed to keep die from pursuing Norris Composer. Norris Composer. Reclaimer. It's probably Composer. Yeah, it's called Composer. Installation 03.
Composer's, Halo 4.
Composer's the level, yeah.
Composer's the Halo 4 level, which you watch her get composed, and then then there's the Halo 5 level where you now see her, apparently, that we didn't know until now, but...
Yeah, no, that was totally lost on me. This is part of Exuberant with the Specimen Collection, Mission 15. It's kind of looking at the storyline. That's cool. Very, very cool. The kind of YouTube video I'm watching is from like many years ago, like 2015, which is really dope. But there's no dialogue in it. That doesn't mean there isn't any. But I'd like to play the mission again. But I thought it was cool. The story kind of moves through. The Prometheans are allied with Joule, and they're working with him. They're trying to obtain the other half, the Janus key that the UNSC have. I can't remember why they're actually allied with him or how he gets more or less control over the Guardians, not the Guardians, the Knights and stuff like that. How he gets the Prometheans. I can't remember what story beat gives him that kind of power, but he is teamed up with Halsey during this kind of story period as well, because she's on the run because Palmer shot her arm off, which is weird. And then
this was I was thinking it's escalation, but this is actually part of the Spartan Ops story, right?
Yes, Spartan Ops story it has like Joule in it, and has like Halsey defecting and all that kind of stuff, where she's a prisoner and then she kind of gets away, and then she kind of joins with them, and then Glassman gets captured and all that kind of stuff. So there's a bit of that, and then Palmer is sent after her to kind of essentially kill her, to deny her knowledge to the enemy. And she misses and blows off her arm, kind of stuff. That's all done in True Comics and Escalation, so and the end of Spartan Ops. So then at some point then you have it talks about the human colony of Oban, where the Knights are just purging the humans from this place, and it kind of cuts to, it's all told from the viewpoint of the Knight, which is really cool. So the Knight is just killing humans, doing his thing, and talking stuff out, and then it's talking about, it sees a figure that it identifies as a human child, but it's completely skin, no facial features or clothing, just skin standing there. And my brain is like, is this some kind of flood, or what the fuck is this?
Yeah, right.
I had to go back and kind of see it again. I was like, what are they talking about here? And then it talks about like they query, look for orders, they're not told what to do in this situation, so they just stand there against this non-combatant essentially, and they don't shoot or kill it. And then obviously all the humans die, and then they're done. They retreat back to base. They tries to process this, and kind of it has a leader function that kind of looks at them, and it kind of assesses the footage and says, no, doesn't see anything wrong, you're fine, go back out and fight. So they're kind of like, okay, that was fucking weird. And then it cuts to later on where they're essentially, that's the cruisers, right, when they're being kind of diagnosed and talking about querying the various kind of intelligences of trying to figure out what's going wrong with them. And then they're deployed again on at 4, I think it is, which is another location from Escalation. So from that they come face to face. Like Juma Dama is on this moon, so his some of his subordinates, and you go off one of the subordinates essentially to hunt down. There's a rebel faction within Julian Dama's Covenant splitting off. That's where Celine Dion comes in. That's the rebel leader. essentially within that Covenant faction. So that's kind of preventing them from getting their Janus key and kind of causing a bit of noise there. And Halsey, I think, comes in here and kind of you get like a journal entry of her talking about. This is afterwards. Sorry. So then you have the Knight going with this elite, and then a Spartan popping out. I can't remember who. They're not talked about. Named in this story. There's a brief fight. The elite's going to kill him, and then this little faceless child shows up again, but now it has hair and stuff like that, and a little bit more detail is given in. And then the Knight kind of just freezes up and essentially attacks the Sangheili and stops him from killing the Spartan. Spartan gets away. Sangheili's like, "What's the fuck of it? What the hell's going on?" They attack each other. The Knight, the elite immediately kills the Knight, which is kind of dope. And then it just like disintegrates, described all the kind of processes of it dying and stuff, which I thought was really cool. And then it takes his brain and brings it to Halsey. Halsey studies it and says like, this is really weird. It's obviously, she studied other Knights that were based on various other composed beings. Some of them were like forced composed, therefore they're feral. Some are like obviously people who volunteered to be composed, or they're forerunners. They're like the leader class of Knights, essentially, which is really interesting how like how composing works on various different beings and in different states. And she says she's looked at other ones in the past that were from the Phoenix incident, which is the end of Halo 4, where the Dalek tries to compose Earth. It starts a new Phoenix, and he like gets hundreds of thousands of people. So she studied one of their brains and says, "Oh, this person was that." There's some residual left over, kind of memories and a bit of their identity. So she sees that this is defective. I think essentially she says this is good, and kind of puts the brain back into rotation so that it can be revived again. I think her thought process being that she's planting a defective seed within the enemy kind of thing. That I don't know what you thought about that kind of story point, Ian, or did I take it up wrong? Can you remember what she was kind of saying there at the end?
You talking about Tilson or
Halsey?
Or Halsey. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember now. I'd have to go back and reread it. I'm trying blanking because she was. I remember. Okay. Yeah, because you mentioned I was a little bit. It seemed like a little bit of a cop out with the part where she talked about how, well, if the more intelligent, I guess the more intelligent or more advanced they are, the harder they are to control or whatever, and she kind of referenced back to the Spartan program and the kids.
Yeah,
it's sort of an interesting connection, but I was like, oh, okay,
unnecessary.
Yeah, but I can't remember the.
That's okay.
Yeah.
She essentially puts the brain back in rotation, and then it moves to the next scene where we have the Knight is revived, but it's in a room. It doesn't really know what the hell's going on. It kind of tries to query a bunch of stuff. It can't get access to the network. It's been kind of cut off. So at another point, there's like an intelligence that's looking at the Prometheans, within the Prometheans themselves, and says, this brain is defective, don't restore it, disconnect it, we'll come back to it later on, kind of thing. It recognizes that it's not behaving like normal, so they kind of did, and apparently that's happening more and more often. They're seeing that even within their own forces, which is also interesting. So then it kind of has the figure can see something in its cell. Essentially, it's in a prison cell. It can see what the hell's another figure, and it resolves itself as like a human woman, and essentially through that it starts to get its memories and its identity back, and it realizes who it is. It is Tilson, which is kind of mad. This is totally out of nowhere. You wouldn't expect it. But this Knight is actually in Halo 5 Guardians, like we mentioned, in a mission 15, I think it is, where you can see Exuberant Witness has a bunch of things locked up, and one of them is this Knight. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember which mission that was. You're saying that you did find that was mission 15?
Mission 15, yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it was just 15.
Is that Genesis, the last
I want to say it is Genesis, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was too. I was trying to remember though if it was the mission with Locke and Osiris, or if it was the mission with Blue Team on Genesis. But I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Osiris.
Yeah, mission 15. Help if I could spell when I'm typing these things.
Yeah, that's
Halo 5 mission 15. What is it? Doesn't really tell me.
So you know it's mission 15. You just don't know what. Mission 15 is Guardians.
Is it Guardians? There you go. Perfect. I think you play as.
Yeah, it's Osiris.
It's Osiris? Perfect. Okay.
We were right.
We nailed it.
Always. We're always right. We're never wrong.
Got there in the end. Never wrong.
Nope.
So that's pretty dope. Having said that, I like the story. The story kind of ends with the Spartans on the outside looking in. There's a bit of dialogue passing forth, then realizing it's kind of weird. They feel a bit sorry for the knight that's kind of all messed up, and the story kind of just ends with the knight revealing essentially its own identity and realizing what it is. But it's just in prison. This is prison here. It's sad. It's crazy. It's cool.
Yeah, it was weird because, I guess so. A couple of things. So I guess like the assumption there was that the prison was put there by Cortana, but I guess not.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it. I thought the prison was Exuberant Witness.
Or was it? Maybe it's been so long since I played the game. Maybe it is. But either way, it's not either of them. Right? Isn't it the... Maybe I just don't pay very good attention.
No, I think it was. I think that was before Cortana got to Genesis.
Yeah.
Because...
Okay, maybe it was.
They're like, the superior intelligence that's looking after all of the knights is commenting on it, saying that it recognizes a foreign entity within the network. I hope it doesn't do damage. As if like, okay, that's Cortana's obviously got in there. Post Halo 4. So you get to the point where, like, I think Exuberant Witness might have been somehow linked here. I'm not sure how it got from that point of where it was at the end of Halo 4 to getting to Genesis. Possibly through all the Guardians teleporting and coming in where Cortana like triggers them. So it could bring the kind of knights and stuff like that here, or maybe Cortana realized who this character was and brought them here. It could be a point because, Cortana was at that point still kind of nice and, would know and recognize Tilson. So we don't really know, and we probably never will, because I can't.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Is because I assumed it was the Strategos or whatever.
Strategos, yeah, that's like the
the end of the I don't know, chapter or whatever right before that, it's talking about how the talking internally or whatever about there's a 89% chance of it suffering a catastrophic failure, and they're going to disconnect it from the network and isolate it and watch the night and see what it does, I guess. So I kind of, and then it bumps right into the next thing. It wakes, TS-09 wakes up and is in that prison. So I was like, well, I guess Tigos or whatever put it there. But then which is not, I mean, obviously I don't think that was a character when Halo 5 campaign came out, I don't think.
No, they haven't really delved into it that I'm aware of, like the inner workings of the Prometheans, of like their own intelligence guiding all their leaders and all that kind of stuff. We don't get too much of it. So I think Strategos is relatively new, I want to say.
Yeah, that was another confusing thing, because there's Strategos. I was going through Halopedia, because Halopedia is always good with that stuff. And there's Strategos, and then there's Knight Strategos. And I was like, which one is it? I'm guessing it's Knight Strategos, which is like a boss in Warzone in Halo 5. The Strategos is like...
Oh, that's just the big ass knight. Yeah, I know what that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that
totally be
that one, or is it? The Strategos is something from. Was this from the? Yeah, it was from Cryptum. So I'm guessing
something ancient. Yeah, it could be both. It could be either or both. I mean,
yeah,
Knight
they have two separate
Strategos could be the physical manifestation of the Strategos intelligence. Who knows? Or just maybe a knight has a level of intelligence, can reach that level. Because it even talks about promoting knights, like, oh, you fought really well. Here, have a bunch of dudes to command in real time, which is kind of interesting. So you can see knights in the field, kind of if they're not feral, they could like at least think in some way. Which is cool. It's about the only good thing about or interesting about the Prometheans is their lore. Like, I obviously hated fighting them, but I liked the idea behind them is cool.
It is, and they have never done anything with it.
No, not
per usual. Per usual, cool plot thread. Let's do nothing with it.
Yeah. I don't have really anything else on top of this. It ends just like as it ends, and I liked it. It didn't need a reveal to me to be a person. I wasn't expecting one. I wasn't expecting it to be a character I'd know. I thought it would just realize it's human or whatever. and that'd be that, and maybe it could form its own identity. Maybe we get like kind of like Chakas being like 343 Guilty Spark. I was expecting something like that. Not like a old character being pulled in. Which is fine. Like you said, it doesn't bother me as much. I don't think this character's going to go anywhere further, but it would be cool to see more like personable Prometheans come along. But there we kind of go. Ian, anything else you want to add, Ian?
I guess the only thing I'd say is, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the execution, but I know I complain a lot, especially in these Waypoint Chronicles, is there's a lot of connecting the dots that just don't need to be connected. This kind of does the same thing, but for whatever reason, I like this one. I just, it's just, I thought it was a neat little addition that kind of connected 2 points, but it made sense, and it doesn't really have any broader implications to like the universe or the story or anything.
Yeah, it does feel weird because it's kind of like it goes back to a period that we've well moved on from, which is post Halo 4,
yes.
And then to the Escalation comics, which weren't huge, and then linking a random Spartan Knight in Halo 5, and then to set the story around that character is quite strange. To be honest,
it is a little weird. It's just one of those little short stories that's kind of its own self-contained thing, but it's I don't know. I thought it was a nice addition.
Yeah, one of my favorites, I think, so far in the series.
Yeah, I think so too. Because a lot of them were like the last one. I can't remember which one it was we recorded, but it was not good.
Anvil wasn't good. Anvil Station.
It was just boring, but
yeah,
this was good. It wasn't too long. It was a nice little addition. I just liked all the little bits and pieces of it. I really enjoyed it. I think this might be my favorite one so far.
I think so too. And then the next one's supposed to be good. So
and it's an addition to, for anyone who has read Escalation, it's a little bit addition to that story and to Spartan Ops. And it's honestly probably the best part of the Escalation story so far is this little bit that has nothing to do with it.
You're not wrong.
Escalation's if you haven't read Escalation,
it's a slog.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't. Nothing major.
No,
there's nothing
no,
concludes. Nothing comes.
No,
from
don't
it.
Get to Halsey and the absolute record, and you'll lose your mind. Don't do that.
Not worth it. Take it from us, people who've done this in the past.
Yes, exactly.
So everyone, thank you for joining us. A good mention top of the show. You can find all of our episodes, all of our website. It's haloevolve.co. There's also all the links in there: Discord server, our Facebook group, our Patreon page, Xbox Live Club, and other contact information should you need it. Once again, special shout out to our patrons for supporting the show and making all of this possible today. That's patreon.com/HaloEvolved if you'd like to learn more and join us over there. Finally, you want to leave a voicemail? We do have that technology. So here we go. It is 205 Evolved. That's 205-386-5833. And with that, I've been your host, David. Until next time,
Evolved.